A to Z सब्जेक्ट में। अब हम नए सेट के साथ हैं, लाइव आपके साथ बने हुए हैं। 55/1/3 इसका सेट 3। जैसा आप लोगों ने बताया था कि इस सेट के सॉल्यूशन बताइए, तो हम आपके साथ फिर से आ गए हैं लाइव अपना नेक्स्ट सॉल्यूशन लेके। ये है हमारा CBSE 12th का फिजिक्स का हम सॉल्यूशन लाइव कर रहे हैं, और ये सेट है 55/1/3 का सेट 3। ओके, तो अब फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, 4 इंडिपेंडेंट वेव्स आर एक्सप्रेस्ड एज द इंटरफेरेंस बिटवीन 2 ऑफ दीज वेव्स इज पॉसिबल इन। तो इसका ऑप्शन है सी, फर्स्ट थर्ड एंड फोर्थ ओनली। फर्स्ट थर्ड एंड फोर्थ ओनली। तो interference require coherent sources, meaning the waves must have the same frequency, all have an angular frequency of omega and has a frequency of 2 omega and cannot interfere with the others. So this is the solution C. Okay. Electromagnetic wave passes from vacuum into a dielectric medium with relative electrical permittivity and relative magnetic permeability 8/3. Then it's, अब इसका वेवलेंथ का क्या होगा और इसका फ्रीक्वेंसी का क्या होगा? तो इसका ऑप्शन है सी, वेवलेंथ इज हाफ एंड फ्रीक्वेंसी रिमेन अनचेंज्ड। ओके, क्योंकि हमारा जो v होता है दैट इज f लैम्डा और v इज इक्वल टू c बाय n, तो लैम्डा बिकम्स लैम्डा बाय 2। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, इन एन अनबायस्ड pn जंक्शन एट इक्विलिब्रियम विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स इज ट्रू? तो इसका ऑप्शन आपको क्या लगता है क्या होना चाहिए? क्या डिफ्यूजन करंट इज 0 बट ड्रिफ्ट करंट एग्जिस्ट? नहीं, इसका ऑप्शन सी है, डिफ्यूजन एंड ड्रिफ्ट करंट्स आर इक्वल एंड अपोजिट। At equilibrium, there is no net current flow because the diffusion current is exactly balanced by the drift current. So therefore the answer is C. Okay. Next question है हमारा, a conducting wire connects two charged metallic spheres A and B of radii R1 and R2 respectively. The distance between the spheres is very large compared to their radii. The ratio of electric field EA upon EB at the surfaces of sphere A and B will be R2 by R1. इसका आंसर है R2 by R1. ओके, देख लीजिए आप लोग कितने मैच हो रहे हैं। फिर अब हमारा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, द इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल for various points in xy plane is given by V is equal to 1.0 x square minus 2.0 y square, where V is in volts and xy are in meters. The angle that the electric field at point 2 meter 1 meter makes with the positive axis is. इसका आंसर क्या होगा? इसका आंसर होगा D 315. ओके, तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, अ करंट ऑफ 1.5 एम्पियर इज मेंटेन्ड इन अ कॉपर वायर of length 1 meter with area of cross section 1.7 into 10 to the power 7 meter square. The magnitude of electric field in the wire is, what will be the answer? The magnitude of electric field in the wire is A 0.15 voltmeter. Okay. Light from a small object in air falls on a spherical glass surface of radius of curvature r. A real image of the object will be formed if the object distance u is related to r as. इसका आंसर है D greater than 2r. Then 8th, the ratio of potential energy to the kinetic energy of an electron in nth orbit of Bohr's model of hydrogen atom is -2. Because the potential energy is 2 into -2 into kinetic energy, so U by K is equal to -2. So therefore the ratio is -2. Okay. Now welders wear special glass goggles or face mask with glass windows to protect their eyes from. किससे प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं? They will protect their eyes from infrared, X-ray or microwave. What do you think? They will protect their eyes from ultraviolet rays. Okay. Then next question. A circular loop has a radius. ये circular loop है, इसका radius r है. Carries current I current carry कर रहा है as shown in the figure. In order that the net magnetic field at the center of the loop is zero, the current in wire AB should have the magnitude. Wire AB में magnitude कितना होगा current का? तो current का होगा pi I along positive x axis. Pi I along positive x axis. Okay. We will use the right hand rule for calculating the current. Then अब इसके बाद का सॉल्यूशन 12, 13, 14, 15 का क्या होगा? तब तक आप ये चैनल हमारा देखते रहें, सब्सक्राइब करते रहें, लाइक करते रहें. 12th का क्या होगा बताइए, कमेंट करके बताइए, ताकि मुझे भी तो लगे कि आप हमारे साथ बने हुए हैं. What will be the answer of 12th question, 13th question, 14th question and 15th question? Please give your response. 12th का आंसर है a series LCR circuit with R is equal to 3 ohm, X is equal to 4 ohm and XL is equal to 8 ohm is connected to a 220 volt 50 hertz AC source. The power factor for the circuit is, these are the power factor. Now, reason A, the mass of a nucleus is less than the sum of the masses of the constituent nucleons. Energy is absorbed when the nucleons are bound together to form a nucleus. इसका आंसर है C. Assertion is true, but the reason R is false. Okay, because energy is released, not absorbed during the formation. 14th, all atoms have net magnetic moment. A current loop does not always behave as a magnetic dipole. इसका आंसर है D. Both A and R are false. Diamagnetic atoms have zero net magnetic moment, so both are false. 15th, इसका आंसर है B. Both assertion A and reason R are true, but reason R is not the correct explanation of the assertion. Both statements are true. However, electrostatic force explain why the electron orbit, but it does not explain why the levels are quantized. So quantization come from angular momentum postulates. 16 का आंसर है A. Both assertion A and reason are true, and reason R is the correct explanation of the assertion. So what will be the next question? We will solve the last portion, that is the section D. Section D में आपका first question है, a galvanometer is used to detect, measure small currents in electrical circuit. So the torque on the coil remains constant irrespective of the coil's orientation during rotation due to radial magnetic field. That is B option. The best way to increase current sensitivity of a galvanometer is by increasing the number of turns of the coil. Increasing the number of turns of a coil. Then a moving coil galvanometer has a coil with the area of cross section 4 into 10 to the power minus 3 meters square and a number of turns 50. The coil is rotating in a magnetic field of 0.25 torque. The torque acting on the coil when a current of 5 ampere passes through it is. So what is the formula of torque? Torque is equal to NIAB. So if we calculate 50 into 5 into 4 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 0.25. So that will be equal to 0.25 nm. That is 0.25 nm. D is the right answer. Okay. A galvanometer coil has 15 ohm and the meter shows full scale deflection as a current of 3 microampere milliampere. The value of resistance required to convert it into voltmeter of range 0 to 12 volt is, that will be 93985 ohm. How will you calculate it? 12 upon 3 into 10 to the power minus 3 minus 15, that will be equal to 3985 ohm. So that will be the answer. A galvanometer with coil of resistance 20 ohm shows full scale deflection for a current of 5 milliampere. To convert it into an ammeter of range 0 to 10 ampere, a resistance of C 0.01 ohm should be connected in parallel with it. So that will be equal to S is equal to 0.005 into 20 upon 10 minus 0.005, that is equal to 0.01 ohm. So it should be connected in parallel with it, that is C option. Okay, then we have the question from the photoelectric effect. 30th question. Answer the following. From the graph, the work function of A and B are तो दोस्तों ये था आपका आज का सॉल्यूशन। अगर आप कुछ कमेंट हमको करना चाहते हैं तो बताइए इसमें। बताइए। सेक्शन ए, 4 independent waves are expressed as the interference between two of the wave is possible in C, first, third and fourth only. Okay, so first question का आंसर है हमारा C. सेकेंड क्वेश्चन का आंसर है हमारा इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स passes from vacuum into the dielectric medium, तो इसका आंसर है C. Wavelength is halved and frequency remain unchanged. V is equal to F lambda, V is equal to C by N, तो lambda is equal to lambda by 2. Unbiased PN junction at equilibrium, an unbiased PN junction at equilibrium, which of the following statement is true? So diffusion and drift currents are equal and opposite, because at equilibrium there is no net current flow, no net current flow. The diffusion current is exactly balanced by the drift current. Then the fourth question. Conducting wire connects two charged metallic sphere A and B of radii R1 and R2. The distance between the sphere is very large compared to their radii. The ratio of electric field EA by EB is R2 upon R1. Because V is equal to ER, V is equal to ER. So EAR1 is equal to EBR2. So EA upon EB is equal to R2 by R1. Okay. Next is the angle. What will be the angle of electric field vector? The electric potential for various points in XY plane is given by this, where V is in volts and XY is in meter. The angle that the electric field at point makes with the positive x-axis is, positive x-axis is 315 D. D is the option. A current of 1.5 ampere is maintained in a copper wire of length itna, in cross section itna. The magnitude of electric wire in the is, what will be the magnitude of wire? R is equal to rho L by A. So that will be equal to 0.15 V by M. Okay. Real image on the spherical surface. U is greater than 2R. Ratio of potential energy to the kinetic energy of an electron in nth orbit of the Bohr model is U is equal to -2 into Ke. So U by K is -2. Then ultraviolet rays. Welders wear special glass goggle or face mask with glass windows to protect their eyes from ultraviolet rays. Magnetic field at the center. What will be the magnetic field at the center? Pi I along positive x-axis. B is equal to mu0 I upon 2R. This will be the formula. Okay. So I dash is equal to pi I. At the positive x-axis, we will use the right hand rule. The phenomenon of interference is shown by phenomenon of interference. Interference is shown by D, all the waves. Then 12th, the power factor for the circuit is Z is equal to R square plus XL minus XC ka whole square. So that will be 9 plus 16, 5 ohm, and cos phi is equal to 3 by 5, that is equal to 0.6. D option. D is the right option. Then mass of nucleus versus constituent nucleons. Assertion A is true. Here the assertion A is true, but reason is false. The mass of nucleus is indeed less than the sum of its part. However, energy is released, not absorbed. Energy is released. So therefore, the reason R is false. All atoms have net negative moment. A current loop does not always behave as a magnetic dipole. So D is the right answer. Both assertion A and reason R are false. Both are false. Not all atoms have net magnetic moment. A current loop always behaves as a magnetic dipole. Then 15th, Bohr model energy level. Both A and R are true. B option. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Energy levels are quantized. Energy levels are quantized. Then 16th, A option, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation. तो अब हम सीधे चलते हैं लास्ट सेक्शन पे 29 क्वेश्चन. इसका आंसर है द टॉर्क ऑन द कॉइल रिमेन कांस्टेंट इररेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ कॉइल्स ओरिएंटेशन ड्यूरिंग रोटेशन ड्यू टू रेडियल मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. The best way to increase current sensitivity of a galvanometer is by increasing the number of turns of the coil. A moving coil galvanometer has a coil with the area of cross section itna, number of turns itna. The coil is rotating in this magnetic field. The torque acting on the coil when a current of 5 ampere passes through it is torque is equal to this. So that will be equal to 0.25 Nm. Galvanometer coil has a resistance of 15 ohm and the meter shows full scale deflection for a current. The value of resistance required to convert it into voltmeter of range itna is 3985. ये हमने कैलकुलेट किया था. A galvanometer with coil of resistance 20 ohm shows full scale deflection for a current of 5 milliampere. To convert it into ammeter of itna range, a resistance of should be connected in parallel with it 0.01 ohm. Then from the following graph, the work function A and B are HV1 and HV2. For radiation of frequency incident on surface of the maximum kinetic energy of ejected electron is greater for metal A because it has small work function. If the intensity of incident radiation for both metal A and B is doubled, keeping its frequency constant, then the slope of the parallel line will not change, but more electrons will be emitted per second. The threshold frequency for a metal is itna. If the radiation illuminates the surface, the maximum kinetic energy, then the ratio of E1 by E2 is equal to 2 by 5. E1 is equal to 2 HV0, E2 is equal to 5 HV1, 2 by 5. The Planck's constant H is given by ME. If let M be the slope of the graph, if E is the value of electron charge, then the Planck constant is given by ME. सो बस दोस्तों आज के लिए बस इतना ही. अगर आप नेक्स्ट किसी सेट का आंसर देखना चाहते हैं तो प्लीज़ हमें कमेंट करके बताएं और हमें उसका सेट ज़रूर भेज दें. और इस नंबर पे हमें वो सेट आप ज़रूर भेज सकते हैं 9300930012. इस मोबाइल नंबर पे आप व्हाट्सएप करके वो सेट हमें भेज दें तो हम उस सेट का आंसर आपको अभी हम उसमें फिर से लाइव हो जाएंगे उसका आंसर लेके. ये हमारा पेपर कोड था और इसका सेट 3 था. अगर आप और किसी क्वेश्चन पेपर के लिए हमको भेजना चाहते हैं सॉल्यूशन तो वो आप अपना पेपर भेज दें, हम उसका सॉल्यूशन आपके लिए लाइव लेकर आएंगे. थैंक यू. और आप हमारे चैनल को तब तक सब्सक्राइब करते रहें, हमारे वीडियो को लाइक और शेयर करें. धन्यवाद.